If you want to know what are the similarities between a painting and a movie, then this art chat is for you. To explain that, what I will do now is I'll switch to my desk view and I'll bring up the question. So, the question is, what are the similarities between a painting and a movie? And let me hide that question now so that you can see my full screen. Yeah. So, let us start one by one. Both painting and a movie tell a story. A painting is more of a snapshot of a particular event or a moment in time, whereas a movie is much more elaborate, but they both tell a story. Now, let's compare the contents of both so that you get more idea of why I am saying it this way. If you compare villain and hero and villain in a movie, you can kind of equate that to the center of interest, because the movie is more or less the story of the hero and the villain, and center of interest is what is the crux of the story which your painting wants to share with the world. The struggle of the hero against the villain and final triumph can be suggested as contrasting values of darks and lights in the focus or the center of interest or focal area as it is called. Then other characters in the movie can be considered as other shapes in the painting. The shapes which are necessary, but they are not very important in the movie. They provide certain support, but they are not the story of the movie. Then progression of the events, how a movie starts and what are the events happening in it, versus if you compare you can compare that to viewers attention going from one area of the painting to another and finally towards the center of interest. To explain this point further, I have three paintings here. I'll show you or I'll tell you how my eye movement happens in these paintings so that you can see if that holds true for you. Of course, as every person watches a movie and kind of derives a slightly different because of their own perspective, derives slightly different meaning out of a movie in spite of having the central theme the same. Similarly, a same painting, if it is seen by different people having different perspectives and life experiences, they look at the painting in slightly different way. So, let us zoom in on this painting. Here the center of interest or the hero and the villain is this area of the painting, because this is where the highest contrast is, because the darks are darkest and lights are lightest. And if I look at this painting quickly, then what happens is that my eye movement starts from here. It starts from here, it goes here, then it goes up the mountain here and then comes back here. So, that is how my eye movement happens in this painting. And even though these areas are important, they do give some help to the center of interest, they are not the main thing in the story. So, now let us look at, let us keep this, let us look at another painting. Here obviously the focal interest or focal area is this, and if I remove this for a minute and if I start looking at this painting, what happens is that my attention goes from here till here. If I start here, it goes here, then from there it comes here, goes up and again comes and stabilizes here, because this area has the darkest darks and the lightest light here, and because of the overall contrast, the amount of contrast it has. Then let us look at the third painting. When I start looking at this painting, my attention goes here and then goes here, and this is the focal area. Then my eye movement can go up the hill, go back here, and again this line leads me towards this area. So, here this area is also important, this area is also important, but they are much less important than this area of the painting, which is the focal area. So, those are the similarities between a painting and a movie, and now once you understand this, then you will understand that you, as the director of your painting, you have a lot of freedom to make your movie or make your painting the way you want it to happen, the way you want people to see it, and that's what composition is about, and that is something which we will cover in one of the upcoming art chats. But for now, know the difference or know the similarities between a painting and a movie, and then it will make you think more about it and learn more about it. That's it for today's topic of discussion. If you like this video, even if you are watching this live or watching as a recording, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know your comments in the comments below, wherever you are watching it, on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. And if you have your own questions which you want to get answered, then you should post them here at marathiartstudio.com/questions, so that I can see them and I can take those up and answer those in one of the upcoming art chats. That's it for today, and happy painting till we meet again.